Welcome to Dave's Dishes. Let's see what he's going to do tonight.
Thanks, Mom. Hey, guys. So tonight I'm going to make a kind of a special meal. Pasta alla Nerano, which really translates to spaghetti pasta with zucchini. So come on over here and let me show you what we're doing. This dish takes the smaller zucchinis. You could actually use larger zucchinis and cube them up or do whatever you wanted to do with it. But the smaller ones work out really nice because there's no seeds and you don't have to take the seeds out. I suggest 5 or 6 of these per person per serving because they do shrink up. Now what you do is you want to go ahead and cook them. I did them here in my Dutch oven and I used sunflower oil, which is highly suggested. It's purely an Italian dish. You can find blended sunflower oil or you can find sunflower oil. If you can find regular sunflower oil, great. If it's a blend, that's fine too. But you want to chop it up like we did here into just about 1/2-inch slices. You want to have it that way. And then you want to deep fry it. Now you want to deep fry them. They take about 10 or 15 minutes and you just kind of watch them. You can walk away, come back, stir them around a little bit. I have an oil and candy thermometer and I have that set at about 300 degrees. So you want to get up to about 300 degrees when you start doing this dish. You put it in there. You might have to do 2 or 3 different times. You don't want to put too much in at once because then you'll end up burning your zucchini. But I did like 3 different batches for this. And what you want to do after you do it, this is something you got to prepare the day before. Although it's an easy dish, once you do it, you'll take all of your zucchini, and this is like 15 zucchinis right here, and you'll put them in a dish, and then you put them in your fridge for 24 hours. That's a very key part of this. Now, these are not burned. They smell really candy. They're really sweet. Just an awesome dish. So what we're gonna do with this, we're gonna come over here, and I've got my pan here. I'm gonna turn it up on high. I had it warming a little bit. And we're gonna take it, I had a lid on there, and we're gonna dump these into the pan. Now they cooked in the oil, and of course you drain them, but you don't put them on a paper towel or anything. You just drain them with your strainer and then just put them in the dish. So we're gonna put those in here, and we're gonna get those warming up. And if you see that caramely, really nice caramel sauce, that's what's attached to all this zucchini, and you really want that in there. And what you're gonna do with this is you just want to heat this up. You want to get it heated up nicely. I've got my pan up on high. These look dark, they're not burnt. There's no charcoaly, yucky, burntness to them. Some of them are lighter brown, some of them are darker brown. Maybe one side's lighter, one side's darker. If you want to come in here and we'll show that. Like, you may get a dark side, and then you can turn them over. Well, that's not a good example. Let's see a lighter side and then a darker side. So, but they're not burned. So, now if you look here in the pan, that oil that was in these is now releasing out. So, you just want to get that nice and warmed up. Now while I'm warming those up, I'm going to cover this for just a second. I'm going to come over here. I'm also making some orange roughy, which is one of our family favorites. So I've got my pan here, and I've got a little bit of butter, garlic, shallots, and mushrooms. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my butter in here. And with my butter, because of this sauce I want to make out of this, I'm going to go ahead and add in some olive oil. Maybe about a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of butter. We're going to get that going around in there. And we really want to, stir it around and get it going. Now at this point, I have some crushed garlic. I'm going to throw one of those crushed garlics in here because I don't want to have garlic powder or garlic salt or anything on this dish. I want it to be a pure taste of the garlic. So we get that going around. We're going to throw in our shallots. And we're going to throw in some mushrooms. So we're going to get those going around really nicely. And we're going to just kind of get those going and caramelizing and getting cooked. Over here, I'm going to check my pasta, or my zucchini rather. Now it's getting nice and warm. So what we want to do at this point is I have some pasta here that I pre-cooked, and it's spaghetti pasta. Now when you do your pasta, you never want to add oil. Never. Oil makes things slide off. When you put sauce on pasta, you want it to soak it in. Everybody's been taught that you put oil, you do not put oil, but you heavily salt your water. In this dish, I'm not going to add any salt or anything. There's no salt on the zucchini. There's no salt anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I did almost a full package of spaghetti pasta. I'm going to turn my fan on. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it, we're just going to dump it in there like that. Take it all out. Now, it does show like it's sticky a little bit. So the trick is, what you want to do is, everybody's going, haha, you didn't add oil, it's this. You want to get some of your pasta water. And then that, you add that right in there to your pasta. Maybe a scoop or two. And that loosens your pasta right back up, right where you want it to be. We're going to take this and we're going to toss it around. Sorry that it's loud. I'm going to turn my fan down just a little bit. And we're going to toss all this, and look at how nice it is. Now, at this point, you want to add some butter. Butter's going to get it a creaminess. And you want to put that around the edge of your pan. I probably used 2 tablespoons of butter. And you just want to get that going in there, and you want to toss all your pasta around with this yummy caramelized zucchini. Okay, so while that's finishing up, now at this point, you want to cover it just for a minute. Make sure it's down on low. I've got my stove down on low. I'm going to come back over here, and I've got my shallots and my butter in here. Now I'm going to add my orange roughy. I've salt and peppered both sides of my orange roughy, and that's all, just salt and pepper. I'm going to take it, and then of course I tried it. And we're just going to take that, we're going to put it in our pan, and we're just going to let it cook. About a minute or 2 on each side, about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes on each side is what you want. It's a very good fish, a very good white fish. You know, you want to have a really good flavor. I'm going to add just a little bit more olive oil to it. And we're just going to let that go. What I'm going to do though, is I'm going to take a lid, just kind of cover that up a little bit so that can sear up in there, because we don't want to flip it more than one time. So I'm going to come back over here to my pasta, which is now very nice and warm. We've got all that zucchini mixed in, all that butter mixed in there. There's no salt required in this dish because you have actually a heavily salted water. When you do pasta, you really want to heavily salt it. You want it like the ocean. That's the best way to make your pasta. You don't have to add salt to your dishes. You're not adding tons of salt. But you want it heavily salted so it's like the ocean. And if you look in my pasta water here, you'll see it's kind of cloudy, but it is very, I probably put like 5 tablespoons of salt in this water. And you want to, and then you want to have that. Now back here, since I added my butter in here, I'm going to add just a little bit more water. You never want to throw your pasta water away until you're completely done cooking your meal. So this is just about done. The point of this is just to heat it all through. So I'm going to leave that here. I'm going to come back over to my orange roughy we've got here. It's really lovely. I'm going to flip it over very gently and just kind of flip it over. It's looking really nice. Got those mushrooms in there. And this is going to make a really nice sauce to kind of just scoop over. It's looking really good. So with this dish, it's just so simple. I mean, if you've watched a popular show on TV lately, they actually made this. It's a dish that comes from the Amalfi Coast in Italy. Very simple. When you're in Italy, if you've ever been to Italy, all of the pastas and everything they do over there, they treat it like, they treat the pasta like the main dish. They don't dress it up with a lot of stuff. They do not heavily sauce things. It's, the pasta is the star. So, what I'm gonna do now, at this point, is I'm gonna get a serving of this. So, I have a bowl over here. And I'm gonna serve it in the bowl. You could serve it on a plate, or however you wanna do it. I'm just gonna get a serving here for Grandma. And she really likes zucchini, and she really likes spaghetti and pasta. You can pick through there and pull up a little bit more zucchini if you want. Make it a really pretty dish. So if you see right there, we've got a nice dish. The last thing we're gonna do with this, we're gonna put it here. I pre-shredded some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. And we're gonna take it, we're gonna just sprinkle it over the top. Now that does have a saltiness in it, but again, it's all natural. You're not adding direct salt to your dish at all. And it really makes an excellent dish. I think your family would really love this. We'll come back over here to the orange roughy. We're gonna look at it. And if you look here, I've cut it open right here. It's very flaky. It's very flaky, and it's totally done now. 2 minutes on each side, done. We're gonna turn that off. I'm gonna take my plate over here, and we're gonna go ahead, or my pan rather, we're gonna scoop this off onto Grandma's dish. And this is one of her favorite dishes. She really loves orange roughy. We're gonna leave that garlic there. We don't want that. But we're gonna take the mushrooms and we're gonna kind of spread it over the top of this. If you see, they're roasted really nicely. And the rest of that fish, if your fish falls apart, hey, it's okay. You're a home cook. It's not a professional thing. We're gonna put that sauce over that. Now we're gonna let that sit. You wanna let it sit for a minute or two. Just to kind of get all done. And then we'll just let that sit. I'm gonna get Mom a fork. She's not gonna need a knife, but maybe a spoon to twirl her pasta in. We'll kind of give her this on the side. And here we go. Finished dish. Pasta alla Nerano or pasta zucchini, actually. Orange roughy with mushrooms, shallots, in a butter olive oil sauce. So hopefully you guys can try this at home. It's really easy. The hardest part is just frying up the stuff the night before. So we're gonna go ahead and let Grandma try this. If you would, Grandma, can you try the pasta first?
Okay.
Let us know what you think.
Wow.
How is that?
Good.
Good? How about your fish? Give it a try. It's been there time enough, so give it a little try. Good. Okay, well that's Grandma approved. Hey everyone, thank you so much for following me on Facebook and on YouTube. I really appreciate it. If you could really share this with your friends and follow on YouTube. When you watch it, there's a button right down here in the left that says follow. Just click the button to follow me. I really appreciate your support, and I appreciate everybody posting their photos. There's no hate on my Facebook page. We love to see it, good, bad, ugly. I mean, hell, I've made ugly food and I'll throw it up there. We all want to see it. We all care, and we give each other ideas. So be safe, get your shot. I have one in 2 more weeks. I'll have my second shot, so we can all party, and I can do some good party videos and show you my barbecue this summer. So stay safe, have fun, and thanks for watching.